the school record. That's up by 7% over a year ago. Penn State 23-5 overall in his 2 years as their starting quarterback. The toss to Nicholas Singleton. Broke a tackle and got shoved out of bounds by Jack Kaiser after Don Schuler could not make the tackle. A 6-yard run for Singleton, a part of that running back tandem with Katron Allen, each of them 1,000 yards plus this year.
And both Singleton and Allen really complement each other extremely well. They do a great job with Singleton in speed and space, and then Allen, he gets the hard yards, very difficult to bring down at first contact.
They've been particularly effective running wide along the perimeter in this playoff. Singleton remains the back. It's a blitz and a good call. A screen against it. Nicholas Singleton across midfield. And knocked down by Christian Gray. Notre Dame brings pressure as much as any team in the country, and Penn State was ready for the blitz from Jack Kaiser.
And a terrific call by Andy Kotelnicki, acknowledging the tendency of Notre Dame to try to heat up the quarterback early and fluster his operation. They beat the pressure perfectly with a screen to the left-hand side and a big play to start.
Tyler Warren, their tight end, lines up in the Wildcat. He handed it off to Singleton. And he stopped after a 1-yard gain by the freshman cornerback Leonard Moore, who's been a standout beginning of the second half of the year. They've lost a lot of players on defense, including their star cornerback Benjamin Morrison to a hip injury, and Moore, one of several who come off the bench to step in and keep it going on defense.
Yeah, and Al Golden, the defensive coordinator, is so proud of the depth and how they've responded to adversity. They've lost a lot of great players that hadn't dropped off their play.
Aller throws in the direction of Omari Evans, and he got banged down by Leonard Moore. Evans can fly, and Moore greeted him just as the ball was arriving.
And it looked like Moore was trying to go for the football and try to make a play towards the interception. The Penn State sideline wanted pass interference, but because Moore was tracking the ball and the contact happened, that's why it resulted in no foul.
Al Golden coordinates the defense, one of the 5 finalists for the Broyles Award as the best assistant coach in the country this year. They line up the tight end, Warren, in the pistol for a moment, and then send him out to the right, and the flag thrown at the line of scrimmage for an illegal procedure call against Penn State.
False start, number 71, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Venga Yawane, the left guard, called for the penalty. If Michael Vandervelde looks familiar, he should. He was the referee that led this Big 12 crew in the Notre Dame game against Georgia in the All-State Sugar Bowl.
Both these offenses really stress the importance of avoiding 3rd and long because of how good these defenses are in long yardage situations. So a tough spot here for Penn State.
2 receivers to each side. Warren has 98 catches. They throw it wide to Katron Allen, and he's gang tackled at the 44. Jack Kaiser leading the way, playing in his school record 69th game. 6th-year player, a native of Indiana, and he's one of those who told us very directly, I came back for another year because I thought we had a good enough team to win a national championship.
They have really done a great job with leadership on this Notre Dame team. Kaiser being one of those centerpieces that everybody seems to look to when things are going awry.
Riley Thompson, the punter. They score only 7 points in their 23-10 win over Georgia. They start from just beyond the 10-yard line. Easy completion to Mitchell Evans, the tight end. And he runs out of bounds at the 17-yard line. Chased out by Jalen Reed, an outstanding safety.
Both these defenses play a lot of man coverage. Jalen Reed, he's going to have a very difficult task tonight in matching up with Mitchell Evans, who at tight end has really played his best football the last few months since coming back from a knee injury a year ago.
Both Jeremiah Love and Abdul Carter are on the field. Leonard changing the play. Mike Denbrock is the offensive coordinator. Penn State blitzes. And Love runs past it for a first down. Tackled by Tony Rojas. A 5-yard gain for the sophomore from St. Louis.
And these are two teams that both really want to run the football, but they present it very differently. Notre Dame mostly between the tackles, and they involve the quarterback with Mike Denbrock, the offensive coordinator. And then on the other side, Penn State, they live mostly with the perimeter run game.
5 wide receivers, design run for Leonard. And Abdul Carter tackled him. The junior from Philadelphia, the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year and a first-team All-American, stopped Leonard after a pickup of 2.
And you think this defensive line of Penn State is very aware of what Riley Leonard can do with his legs. Abdul Carter doesn't even think about rushing the passer on that quarterback draw. Immediately collapses and makes a play for a short gain.
Carter not the only standout on this defensive front for Penn State. The defense coordinated by Tom Allen, the former head coach at Indiana. Another blitz off the corner, and Love stopped by Jalen Reed.
Abdul Carter so far, those last couple snaps, not even really moving or trying to get upfield, just watching, observing, and then collapsing. He's not just crazy athletic, but he also has great instincts rushing from that DN spot where he moved from the off-the-ball linebacker a year ago.
They'll play him all over the place. Wearing the Darth Vader stickers under his eyes. On 3rd down and 7, Leonard back shoulder throw, caught by Mitch Evans, and he's out of bounds. They'll mark him out at the 43-yard line of Penn State. A.J. Harris had the coverage. It's 32 yards on the completion to Evans.
And it's pretty well covered, but they just create a little bit of a mesh to throw off. A.J. Harris creates just a touch of separation. It's a well thrown back shoulder and good concentration from Evans to reel it in.
Both teams with outstanding tight ends, and each team has a great history when it comes to tight ends. Aeneas Williams, ordinarily their 3rd down running back, in on 1st down, and he got 2. Zakee Wheatley made the tackle with help from Kobe King.
And if you talk to offensive coordinator Mike Denbrock, he knows that the way they played against Indiana and against Georgia is probably not going to work in a game like this. With how aggressive this defense is, they're going to have to push the ball down the field with a little more regularity. And here on the first drive, already 1 throw downfield, 1 completion downfield for the Irish offense.
Again, they spread the field. And again, a Penn State blitz, and the pass batted out of the air by Amin Vanover. One of those players we were talking about who was outstanding in that win against Boise State, particularly after Carter went out of the game.
And a great read, too. He's trying to get a collision against Mitchell Evans. Had he released vertical, Vanover would have hit him and knocked him off his route, but because